I've always been fascinated by the mysteries of the world, especially when it comes to places that hold a dark secret. The 7-Eleven stores in my town were one such place. They stood on every corner, their neon lights beckoning late-night wanderers like me. Little did I know, these stores held a terror that would haunt me forever. It all started on a stormy Friday night. I found myself walking alone, seeking refuge from the downpour that drenched the streets. As the rain hammered against my umbrella, I noticed a flickering sign in the distance. It was the 7-Eleven store, its glowing lights pulsating like a lighthouse in the darkness. Relieved to have found shelter, I pushed open the glass door and stepped inside. The air inside was chilling, far colder than the storm outside. My skin prickled with unease as I realized that I was the only customer in the store. The fluorescent lights hummed ominously above, casting eerie shadows across the aisles. I walked through the narrow corridors, the shelves lined with snacks and drinks. But something felt off. The products seemed untouched, as if they had been there for years, collecting dust. I reached for a bag of chips, and to my horror, it crumbled in my hand, disintegrating into a heap of decayed crumbs. A shiver ran down my spine, but curiosity got the better of me. I decided to explore further, descending down a flight of stairs I had never noticed before. The air grew thicker, and a putrid smell enveloped me. It was a scent I could only describe as the stench of death. As I reached the bottom, my eyes widened in disbelief. I found myself in a hidden basement, dimly lit by flickering candles. The walls were covered in strange symbols, painted in crimson red. I could feel an otherworldly presence lurking in the darkness, watching me with malicious intent. Before I could react, the shelves lining the walls began to shake violently, their contents crashing to the ground. A gasp as the floor beneath me split open, revealing a gaping black hole. From the depths emerged a horde of twisted, shadowy figures. They screeched and hissed, their eyes glowing with an unholy light. Terrified, I turned to flee, but the exit had vanished. The basement had become a labyrinth, its corridors shifting and changing. Panic gripped me as I stumbled through the maze, the grotesque creatures closing in on me from every direction. Their bony fingers grazed my skin, leaving trails of icy dread. Just as I thought all hope was lost, a voice echoed in the darkness. It was a faint whisper, barely audible above the chaos. "Look for the ancient key," it murmured. I strained my eyes, scanning the shifting walls for any sign of salvation. Then I spotted it, a rusted key hanging from a hook on a dilapidated door. Without hesitation, I snatched it and inserted it into the lock. The door creaked open, revealing blinding light on the other side. I stumbled out, collapsing onto the wet pavement, gasping for air. I glanced back at the 7-Eleven store, but it had returned to its ordinary appearance, as if nothing had happened. The storm had subsided and life went on around me, oblivious to the horrors I had witnessed. From that day on, I vowed never to enter a 7-Eleven store again. I could never shake off the feeling that they were gateways to a sinister realm, inhabited by creatures that hungered for human soul. It's a secret I carry with me, a cautionary tale to anyone who dares to enter those neon-lit sanctuaries after dark.